What's up, Beaver Nation? We are back. Zach Taylor here, development baseball coach with Oregon State Baseball. And today on the channel, we have the old man Mundt, Joey Mundt, out of Houston, California. Technically a redshirt senior, if I'm correct, right, Joey?
Yep.
Perfect. So Joey's been here for a minute. One thing I wanted to add before I give Joey the stage and we get into some questions for you guys, we're going to talk about the time that he spent in the program, how he's grown as an individual. We're going to talk about the staff and who he's maybe most excited to watch compete this year and who he's really had eyes on in the fall. And then just talk about the program as a whole as far as expectations going into this year. But I wanted to start off. So Joey, kind of a fun fact for those that don't know, Joey is the only guy on the current roster that is someone that I actually played with. So a little bit of turnover between my class and then where he currently is. So Joey, welcome on, man. Thanks for being here today.
Happy to be here, seriously.
So Joey, let's get into it. I want to talk about, let's focus on you first. So again, you've spent, what year is this for you?
This is going into number 7 right now.
Year 7, man, almost a decade in college baseball. Let's go.
Seriously.
But Joey, this is special for me, man, because again, when I was a senior, right? So you came in as a freshman, and to see yourself as a freshman, what I remembered you, and then to now be on staff for the last 2 years and see just how you have grown, not only as a baseball player, but into the man that you are today and how you carry yourself and really how you set an example for the other guys around you. It's special to watch. So now I want you to talk about, man, maybe what's one or two things that in the time that you've spent these last 7 years, like what have been some big takeaways from the program, things that you've learned or maybe implemented into your life?
I think like the biggest part, baseball aside, is just we're in Cam always preaches it, just we're in the man building business. And I feel like coming in my freshman year, I was very immature. You could even attest to that, like light years away from where I was. And that was the biggest takeaway I'll always take with me is just growing up and even seeing guys my age that I feel like I went way ahead of where they're at in terms of just being grown up, handling your business. The standards here are high, and that's just everything. It's not just baseball, it's school, it's how you carry yourself. And that's something I'm really proud that I learned here, and I'll never forget that. And that's just baseball aside, too.
Absolutely, man. And like I said, seeing you kind of come in, about the same height that you are now, but you've really been able to transform your body. But not only just I'm not saying that for the physical piece, but just kind of what you were talking about as far as standards being very high. And I feel like you've upheld those standards and even pushed past those, right? And again, kudos to you being able to transform your body, transform your game. You dealt with injuries, you had a kind of a roller coaster of a career, but now you're putting yourself into a spot where it's man, Beaver Nation loves watching you throw late in games, and we're definitely excited to see you throw this year. So especially going into your last year, I know it's going to be special for you. I just want you to kind of take everything, and it's going to be powerful. But now let's kind of fast forward. So let's talk about the staff, our current staff this year. I know there's a little bit of hype. We're excited. We have some depth this year. We have a lot of different looks that we can throw at teams. Who throughout the fall, who's someone that you really like to watch kind of compete? You like how they've gone about their work? Who pops out in your mind?
In terms of just excited to watch, I think just Stuff wins this one with Dax Whitney.
Mm-hmm.
He's got an electric arsenal, I'd call it. Every pitch, just big league stuff, and it's fun to watch at such a young age too. The sky's the limit for that kid, so I'm excited to see what he does freshman year.
Absolutely, man, and a great human being too. Carries himself very professional through his work. Really doesn't act like a freshman in any sense. So we're excited for that guy. Good to have him on our side.
No doubt.
Now, what about funniest guy on the staff?
Funniest guy. It's definitely one of the two lefties. We got Max Frazier and Nelson Telejo, and I think they're both their own unique style of funny. But I think Nelson brings it every day.
Oh, absolutely.
Does a good job.
No doubt with that guy.
Yeah, keeps it entertaining.
That's too funny. Now, man, to wrap it up. So expectations on this year's club, man. What do you got? What are the expectations? How far do you feel like this team can go? What are your thoughts?
truly, I think it's going to be a scrappy bunch. Just looking at other years, like this team just it meshes well. Guys want to win, and I think no matter what, like we're going to do what it takes to get the win, and there's no selfishness or anything going on. So I'm excited to see what happens, man. I really am.
Heck yeah, man. And we've talked about it with some of the other guys that have been on, and I think you can attest to it because you've been a part of all different kinds of teams in your years here. And so everything that I noticed, something that keeps coming up in these interviews is just kind of the cohesion, right? Collectively, like you just said, like really no egos on the team. And that's something that you need to make a deep run, to not only get into Omaha, right, but to win the whole freaking thing. And so that's something that I know is always our expectation, getting to Omaha and then, winning a national championship. But especially being a part of the 18 team, that's something that I could say about that team. Sure, you need to have your talent. We have our talent on this team, right? But you also need a good group of guys collectively that are really going to be selfless, do the job, right? Whenever their name's called, we're going to fulfill a role. And I feel like that's something that we have with this team and that you can attest to. So, man, I think that's powerful. I'm excited. But, Joe, right on, man. I'm looking forward to you competing this year. I'm excited for your last year, man. It's going to be special. We're going to have a great time. And, man, I just want you to absolutely take some time and enjoy it, too.
We'll do. That's all we can do.
Joe, well, thanks for coming on, man. Beaver Nation loves you to death. Again, Beaver Nation, looking forward to watching Joey Mundt throw this year.
Thank you, Zach. You the man.